Some dirt in your eye.
Hello there everybody, how's it going? HeroGamezFTW here today, and I welcome you all to Symbiotes Showcase Part 2. That's right guys, today we are going to be going over the Symbiotes, also known as the Symbiote Legacy, Symbiote Spider-Man, and Venom Suit. So what I'm going to go over first is the Symbiote Legacy, as the Symbiote Legacy is way different than the last time I reviewed it. Alright, let's get started. So if you guys are wondering how to get a symbiote to put in the said symbiote chamber, which is the machine we need to actually be a part of the Symbiote Legacy, we need to get a symbiote by the event. So there will be an event that spawns naturally in your Minecraft world. It doesn't really have like a time like span of when it will occur. That being said, the symbiote could just come out of the sky like nothing happened. Totally not anything anything like I'm doing right now. Oh wow, you guys hear that? What is that? Oh, you guys see that over there? Oh my god, that was so random. It just so funny that occurred at the right moment that we needed it to. It's almost like plot armor or a plot device. And as you can see, the symbiotes aren't there. Hey, alright, so it turns out I wasn't peaceful. Yeah, so if you're in peaceful, symbiotes will not spawn. So a symbiote meteor came out of the air out of a random occasion when we needed it the most, which will probably happen to you guys too. I don't know. Maybe. I couldn't tell you guys. Anyway, once you guys have found the symbiotes, you're pretty much screwed because you don't have a tube, is what I assume is the problem here. You're like, wait, how do I capture this thing? Yeah, you need a tube. And if you're wondering how to obtain said tube, you are going to need as following: 2 titanium plates and a piece of glass. If you don't know how to craft a titanium plate, you need 6 pieces of titanium ingots. That's how you craft the titanium plate. Anyway, that's how you will obtain a empty tube. Once you have the empty tube, you will just be able to right-click the symbiote mob, as so. And now I have the symbiote in my hotbar. Alright guys, so once you have arrived back here, you will have to craft the symbiote chamber, as I've kind of mentioned before. Let's put this in here. Oh, we can't because it has to be powered first. If you guys don't know why that message is popping up, is probably because you don't have a generator and you don't have it powered. So you guys also have to craft a generator, and this generator is not only going to power the symbiote chamber, it's also for the suit assembly unit and such as that. So generator, obviously there's a lot of ingredients in this. You're gonna want to check out the website or download enough items. So once you have the generator, you're going to have to put certain items that power the generator. And for example, lightning stone is the primary source that I recommend putting in, because it lasts for a while, and it's a pretty good resource to just kind of throw away, unless you're trying to craft flash or something like that. And just like that, the machine is powered. So now we just put oh, now it's powered. It'll kind of light up when it's powered. That was my bad. So now you just right click the machine, and there you go, if you're symbiote. Symbiotes are extraterrestrial parasites that envelop their host, creating a parasitic bond with their mind, which they can influence, feeding on their host emotions. Symbiotes will often cause their host to do terrifying feats in order to feed off their adrenaline or phentylamine. Whatever, man. It just mutate will change the color of the symbiote, but when you are the symbiote, you can just change it another way. So I wouldn't look too much into mutate. So for example, if I just mutate, I can change the color here. I can also change it, as I've stated before. I'm gonna get the white one, right? So once you are once you ejected the symbiote, you will become the symbiote itself. But there is another way. So for example, if I do transformation, which is at the top left, tells you as your specialization key, you transform into your symbiote. No, this is not anti-venom. This is just a regular white symbiote, which kind of looks like anti-venom. Anyways, guys, once you are the once you are the white symbiote, or whatever color you chose, You can change the color. I will show that off in a second, as I've stated before. But there is another symbiote aestheticness that you can choose from, which I have not shown off here, which is you can become Venom. So you see this Venom suit here, which is a suit now. You can become Venom by first being a web crawler legacy. So becoming the web crawler legacy first, and then hitting here, eject. Once you have the symbiote inside and you hit eject, it will turn you into the Venom aesthetic appearance of. It doesn't do anything extra. It just like you just look like Venom instead of just like a generic symbiote like this one, for example. Just want to point that out there. I just want to include that. I'm not gonna be Venom in this because there's already a Venom suit. So I kind of want to show off the generic symbiotes for the Venom Legacy. All right, let's move on. So once we have become Venom, and as you can see, B is our transformation. We can transform and transform out of the, not Venom, symbiote. And you might be wondering, now what? What happened last time you click on this and you just assign your abilities, but now, well, what do we do, guys? Well, there is now a key that you can choose from. So the legacy key is now what we have to do. For me, it's the grave key, which is right next to the 1 on my keyboard. You can change that to whatever you'd like. And once you hit the grave key, as you can see, we reach the skill tree. That's right, guys. There is now a skill tree for the Symbiote Legacy. So I hope you guys are excited for that. Let's get started. So if you guys are wondering what the skill tree is, basically, once you become the legacy, there is skills and abilities and passives and stuff like that which can advance you forward and makes you more stronger. So that being said, guys, to get skill points, which is the thing that we need, for example, to get the first ability, which is Bite, we need 20 skill points and we have 0. To get skill points, you have to fight off mobs. I don't think mining might be viable. I don't know. I forgot. I'm pretty sure it's just fighting off mobs. And depending on the tier of the mob, you will be able to get more. So, for example, if it's a tier 5 mob, you will get 5 skill points, but there's only a chance that you might get it. So, don't think as soon as you kill a tier 5 mob, you're gonna get 5 skill points. No, it's like a percent chance that you get the skill point or you don't. If that makes any sense, guys. And yeah, so let's get started. For me, obviously, because I am quite noob player, I can just easily, guys. Alright, guys, anyways, once you've mastered your legacy, or once you just put skill points and everything, I just maxed it out. If you want to know how to do that, just do legacy-admin, max, and your name. That's if you don't want to get all the skill points, you're just in a single player world, you just want to advance forward, see what's up. That's how you do it. So, yeah, again, legacy-admin, max, your name. Okay, let's move on. So now that we have the abilities, let's start off with Bite. Viciously bite your opponent, stunning them as they bleed out. Deals 10 damage and satiates hunger. So this is a pretty cool beans ability. We're going to transform into our symbiotes. And now we are going to hit Loadout. Loadout's going to bring another screen, and this is where you assign your abilities. Skill tree is where you learn abilities, and the loadout is where you assign abilities and such. But before we get into Bite, I do want to get into customization, because as I've said before, there is a coloration feature. So if you hit that, obviously it's set to none, or so we have to make that set to something. If we go here and we go to armor key, if we hit, for example, N is what I set my armor key to, N will change our colorization of our symbiotes. But again, we cannot get the Venom, because if I did the way with the web crawler legacy first and hit eject, then I'd look like this guy, and we would not be able to change our colorization. Except we would be able to get the tongue that I'll show off later. But yeah, so this is just colorization change. This is a cool customization feature. Before this skill tree thing was a thing, there was no colorization. You can only get it as soon as you become the symbiote. So now there is something that allows you to, which is really cool. And yeah, let's move on now. So I do want to change back to the white one, because I think the white one's the coolest. Remember, guys, these are generic symbiotes. These are not anti-venom. This is not Carnage. This is not a Lasher. This is not none of that stuff. This is just, you know, like symbiotes, just generic ones. Anyways, customization. There's also some other stuff here. Select this, guys. I'll get into that later. Tongue. The only one who can use this is Venom, because he has a tongue. The others don't. And yeah. All right. So let's get into our first ability that we learned, which is Bite. And if you don't mind me, I would like to grab some pigments to show this off. So here we go. Boom! This is going to deal 10 damage in total and cause them to bleed out while also satiating our hunger. I don't know if I can show off this hunger. There you go. As you can see, it filled up my hunger a little bit. Those pretty cool beans. Oh, actually, let's before I get into the abilities, you guys probably do want to see the passives and stuff. So let me show that off real quick. So you are Legacy Symbiote. Strength is 17. Speed is 8, Acrobatics 9, Fortitude 6, Mental Defense 2, Regeneration 4, Water Breathing, Vacuum Adaptation, 9 Vulnerability. If you don't know what that means, damage from physical attacks, basically and projectiles as well, is reduced by 8%. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You're bulletproof and you have symbiotic awareness as well. Clintar Bond. Damage inflicted by other symbiotes is reduced by 15%. So guys, if you are in a guild with a other symbiote character or legacy, doesn't matter, you are like, I believe it's like 50 blocks within each other. So I think it's 50. Don't quote me on that. Just you guys have to be close to each other to gain the Clintar Bond boost. Just know that. At wall climbing 2, Terror 10. And if you don't know what Terror does, instill fear in your enemies, causing them to tremble in your presence. All players within your Terror radius are grounded and given the Scared buff, but for the Terror does not. So if you're flying or jumping, for example, your Terror turns off. It only works if you're on the ground. Immunities: poison, radiation, fear, toxin, hunger, wither, and fall damage, but you are weak to sound and heat. So yeah, guys, that's the passives of the Symbiote Legacy. I really love it. Clintar Bond actually got increased to 15 because before Clintar Bond was only 10% and durability reduction. So I think it's a very cool beans thing that they increased it. So yeah, guys, I think it's time we move on to next ability. So we learned Bite. Now let's get Arm Recoil. Let's get that going. So if you don't know what Arm Recoil does, extend your arm, knocking back your target, deals 2 to 4 damage, grounding the target for 5 seconds. Cool beans. Let's try that out, guys. So here, oh, so that is gonna launch them back a little bit and do a decent amount of damage. So that is a pretty cool beans move. You guys just want to get them away from you. You know, it's just, you know, recoil. You know what I'm saying? Alright, guys, let's move on. And we also have Arm Grab. Arm Grab is, in my opinion, a little bit better than Arm Recoil, which is basically, you grab them towards you. Now, you might be wondering why that is useful. Because, for example, if you're specialing and you just grab them towards you like that, like, you can just, like, get... Or, for example, if they're flying up there and stuff like that, you just grab them, ground them, you know what I mean? It's a pretty cool beans move, guys. It's a pretty cool beans move. I don't think I have to... Yeah, so extend your arm out and grab your target, pulling them towards you. Does 10 damage, grounding the target for 5 seconds. So, yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. In my opinion, way better than Arm Recoil. Then we have Tentacle Choke, which is my personal stagger. If you guys don't know what a stagger is, in the Legends update, the Staggerable is a move that prevents the opponent from using any of their abilities while also slowing them down. So, if I get my Stagger to be my F key, as you can see, extend your arm out and choke your opponent with your tentacle. Staggering them in process deals 10 damage over 5 seconds. So they are staggered for 5 seconds. So if I get this guy out and do that, if this was a player, they could not use their moves right now. They could not roll out. They could not get out of the way. They would be completely just stunned in place, not being able to use any ability. So yeah, that's pretty cool being a staggerable, but a player can, a legacy can only have one staggerable to equip. So for example, I'm gonna get into Web Cocoon later, but this is another staggerable. I cannot assign this because you can only have one staggerable ability in your loadout. Alrighty, let's move on to Web Sling. This is a pretty classic ability, if I do say so myself. Here we go. We're gonna put this as our ability 1. Shoot a strong webbing that mimics Spider-Man's, allowing you to swing across large distances and pull targets towards you. Deals 5 damage. Hold right click to pull yourself towards your web. Press shift to release. Has a 10% chance to disarm your opponents. You are now also able to be void of detection of spider sense. So if you guys did not know, this is only Spider-Man Peter Parker spider sense, by the way. You are now until you unlock this ability, you are not immune to the spider sense. But now, since technically in the Legacy you kind of bonded with Spider-Man, you are now able to be immune to his spider sense. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's move on. So let's start by going to the left. We'll get into the specials first. So Web Cocoon. We kind of went over that in here. Shoot out a symbiote chunk that traps enemies in place, encapsulating them in a cocoon for 5 seconds, preventing players from using their abilities. So let's, for example, let me get Web Sling over here and then Web Cocoon. So let's use Web Cocoon. He is now stunned and staggered and cannot use any of his abilities. Alright, let's move on. Now we have Area of Entanglement, which is the first special that I will be going over here. Area of Entanglement, you always have to set this as your 8 key. 8 will always be your special, which is the Z. So, let's spawn some mobs here. Let's spawn all of them. I'm so confident, guys. Oh yeah, let's go! Yes, sir! You can also change your colorization. Kind of see it like that. Ah! That was my mistake. Arm Blades. Arm Blades are pretty cool beans, if I do say so myself. So if I spawn in here and oh goodness, I don't even have legacy armor on. Guys, let's talk about this. So basically, guys, you get like these really cool claws in your inventory, and they kind of Web Cocoon, oh jeez. If you don't know what Arm Blades does, let us go over that. Turn your hands into giant blade, allowing you to quickly slice your opponent into pieces. Increases damage by 2 every few hits with the potential to void basic melee attacks. Opponent's knockback is also decreased after being winded, allowing for more blows to land. Lasts for 10 seconds. So, Arm Blades. We're just going to go over all the left stuff, and then we'll go over the right stuff. So now we're going to go over Shard. This is a pretty simple ability. Yeah, let me equip that to my G. Shoot out a sharp symbiotic shard, grounding opponent on contact, deals 10 damage. Alright, there we go. And G. There we go. That is a symbiote shard. Pretty basic ability. You just shoot out a shard that attacks them for 10 damage. And yeah, that's pretty cool beans, guys. Let's move on from that. Shard, then we have the other special, which is Entanglement. Use your tentacles to rapidly attack anything in front of you, staggering them in the process. Your tentacles increase your attack range by 5 blocks, auto-attacking for you. Deals 90 damage in total. So where the Area of Entanglement is good for a lot of mobs, Entanglement is good for like a one-on-one type battle, because it does do 90 damage. So if we go here, well, technically you could have multiple. I mean, and then we do this, you just go near them, and they just like, yeah, I mean, it's mostly just attacking one person. So this one's really good if it's like against one person. So now we'll go into Camouflage. Where is said Camouflage? Here it is. Camouflage. It's kind of more for aesthetic. I would not use this in combat. Your symbiote morphs forms, blending into its natural surroundings. So as you guys can see, this is like when you move, you're kind of transparent, but like, yeah, I mean, this is like when you stand still, that's when you're fully invisible, if you guys know what I mean. Flight creation. This is where we get into the fun stuff. All right. Oh, you are aware I'm bulletproof, sir? Are you aware of that, sir? Someone did not get the memo that I am bulletproof. Do you want some too? I love it when they try, guys. I love it when they try. Anyways, let's get into flight creation. This one's a really cool one, guys. Use your symbiote to form wings, allowing you to fly over 60 seconds. So, guys, let's equip this bad boy and fly. That's right, guys. You guys have wings. You guys can now fly for 1 whole minute. I personally love this ability. You can also web sling while doing so. So you'll be able to do some really cool combinations. You can kind of fly if you. It's, all of the different symbiotes have different like color wings and stuff. The black and white looks amazing on Anti-Venom. I love this so much. It's not Anti-Venom. The white symbiote. He just looks so much like Anti-Venom, guys. What do I say? Ah! You don't want to do that, guys. You don't want to do that. Anyways, let's change back to the red. And that is Flight Creation. Really cool ability. I'd personally have that in your loadout. Then we have Acidic Snack. Use your acidic saliva to devour an opponent, corroding them to the bone. It deals 90 damage plus poison damage, staggering the opponent for 5 seconds. Acidic Snack is basically just, you chomp on them and they're dead. It deals the damage straight off the bat, 90 damage. Where Entanglement is a continuous move, so it deals 8, 8, 8, or for example 10, 10, 10, 10, and then it will continuously get reduced by the durability reduction to, for example, from 10, 10, 10 to 8, 8, 8, 8, and it'll keep going down if you guys kind of understand what I'm saying. So the one and done moves are going to be more effective to those players who, you know, just have durability reduction stuff. So Acidic Snack is definitely useful, but keep in mind, guys, it's probably one of the hardest ones to land. But then again, if you do have Tentacle Choke, that shouldn't be a problem. And we get into Symbiote Fang, one of my favorite things that they have. As you can see, it's not here. And you might be wondering, wait, why is it not in the abilities? That's because it is in the class. So we have some class types: Assist, Roll, and Block, the defaults that most every legacy have. And then we have Symbiote Fang. Reshape your body into a giant glob and charge your opponent, avoiding damage as you bite them with your enlarged fangs. So let us set that as our class. If you're wondering how to use your class, for me it's L menu, but it should be class key in the controls, so you will be able to change that if you'd like. And boom! That's right, guys. You basically turn into like a giant symbiote fang. I got this idea from one of the games, like one of the Marvel games, and I suggested to Tihyo, and like, hey, we should do that. And then Proven Beat actually modeled the symbiote fang. So big shout out to Proven Beat on that. This looks amazing. For example, the white one has like that one. My white one's my favorite. But if you run into something, it'll do like potentially 10, but most likely 5. So yeah, that's Symbiote Fang, guys. That's pretty cool, guys. That's pretty cool. Pretty darn cool, man. Now let's move on to Leap. Leap, I'm not gonna show off. You just use your strength and your legs to boost yourself in the air. Boo! You go up really far up. That's all I'll have to say about that. All right, guys. Let's move on to the right side. Symbiote's Rage. Feeding on your darker emotions, your symbiote corrupts your mind and causes you to become more aggressive. Damage is reduced by 20% for 10 seconds. I'm not going to show this off either. This basically will basically just durability reduction increases is what this ability basically is. Very useful. I always have this in my loadout. Symbiote Wave. This is a pretty fun one. We assign Symbiote Wave here to my ability 5. And I prefer this over Symbiote Shard. If we go here, boom! This is going to deal 10 damage, and you just shoot out a wave of it. It's really, really cool ability, guys. I really like it. And now we move on to Shield. Shield is really cool beans because you actually like form like a look at this. You form like a shield, guys. It's really like your symbiote creates like a shield construct. I love it. I really do. It's like a really cool ability. Now let's move on to Living Weapon, which is another staggerable the Legacy has. Anchor yourself to the ground as you release tendrils in all directions, staggering opponents while causing 10 damage. Let's see here. Let's equip said ability. It is tentacle. No. Oh my god, I already forgot the Living Weapon. There it is, Living Weapon. So basically, this is a good move if there's a lot of people around you, I'd say. But then again, this ability is it's good for damage. Yeah, it's good for damage, but as far as is the ability, I haven't really used that ability for combat that much. I'm not gonna lie. I personally think Tentacle Choke is the best staggerable for the Symbiote Legacy. Living Weapon. Alright, let's move into Shapeshift. Now, this is a pretty weird ability, but it's pretty good at the same time. Use your symbiote to morph your appearance, disguising yourself. Your name tag is hidden when disguised. To set your disguise, use the select disguise ability in customization. Kind of showed that off in customization. We'll show that off more in a second. If not, updating on multiplayer, relaunch on single player first. So if you just join into a multiplayer game, shapeshift will not work. That's a Minecraft bug. There's not much we can do about it. So to counteract this, you need to basically, as soon as you load up Minecraft, you have to open up a single player world. It's not just like, you can just open a multiplayer world and notice that it doesn't work and then just open up a single player world. No, as soon as you open Minecraft, you have to just open a single player world, then get on multiplayer. It's really weird, guys, but if you do want that aesthetic to work, then you have to do that. I'm sorry. Hey, another Symbiote Meteor. Let's get it, bruh. That's pretty cool. Anyways, guys, that's basically the gist of Shapeshift. I'll show it off. So let's get it. Since we are in single player world, you just do that. Shapeshift, customization, select disguise, set that as my armor key. So now if we hit the select disguise, I input the player's name. For example, I'll transform into the mod creator, set Tihyo. And bada boom, bada beam, if we hit the X, which is what I set shapeshift to, I turn into Tihyo. He even has like a little cape, because Tihyo's skin has a cape now. I can even get his cape, which is like pretty cool. So yeah, guys, that's basically the shapeshift ability. You can transform into whoever you want. I don't know. Venom 1. Is that how you spell? I don't know. Give me a sec. No. Hey, this is my friend Venom. Yeah, he has a skin like that. So you can transform into whoever you guys want with the shapeshift ability. It's pretty cool beans. And yeah, let's move on from shapeshift. Punt is another stagger ball you guys can get. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I never use this. I would never use this. Where is this? Where is the ability? Punt. Here we go. Punt opponents into the sky, staggering them for 5 seconds, dealing 10 damage. This is okay. So this is kind of like a funny ability, I'd say. I think this is like a funny ability. I would never actually use this. So if we spawn a guy here and transform into our symbiote, and then just hit, if we hit punt, bruh, you just like punch him in the air. I don't know. That's just funny, bro. That's always showing off though. That's a punt. That's a punt, guys. Anyways, guys, that's it. There's also slice, which is it's okay. Let's kind of quickly show it off here. Slice will just you can kind of slice them like Wolverine or stuff like that. If you guys want to know the description of slice, slice your opponent, causing him to bleed, deals 6 damage plus 4 damage of bleeding. And yeah, guys, that's basically it for this Symbiote Legacy. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Symbiote Legacy is probably one of my favorites. It has a lot of cool, unique stuff that a lot of others kind of like. And yeah, so if you guys are into symbiotes, stuff like that, you become the Symbiote Legacy. But now, without further ado, let's get into Symbiote Spider-Man and Venom, which is something I know you guys want to see. So let's get to it. Okay, guys, so the first thing we're going to do is show off Symbiote Spider-Man and how to obtain him. So guys, the first thing you're going to want to do is craft the generator and get the suit assembly unit. You're also going to need to get a symbiote, which I've previously stated how to get. Once you have the symbiote and you have the regular Spider-Man suit, which to craft, if you guys don't know, you just get the suit assembly unit and you craft Spider-Man. Once you have both the Spider-Man and symbiotes in your inventory, and you have 7,000 tokens. If you don't know what tokens are a resource in the Legends mod you can get from mining, killing mobs. I recommend killing mobs. Killing mobs is probably the most efficient way to get it, or missions, stuff like that, events. Yeah, that's how you get tokens. Tokens are everywhere. You'll learn how to get them sooner or later. And once you have that, Spider-Man and the symbiote suit, and a red gem. If you guys don't know how to get a red gem, well, you basically need to kill a tier 5 mob or a tier 6. Tier 5 mob, for example, pig zombie brutes. a Pigman Brute, or a Pigman Keeper. Those are tier 5 mobs, therefore they will probably drop you a tier 5 gem, as well. Giant in the overall will drop a tier 5 gem. So yeah, that's what you need to get the Symbiote Spider-Man suit. Once you do that, you should be able to go in here and just hit the craft button. Obviously, it's not going to work because also our Spider-Man suit is damaged. You need a fully repaired for it to show up as Spider-Man. And yeah, that's how you craft Symbiote Spider-Man. Alright guys, so once you have crafted Symbiote Spider-Man, you should just be able to get the suit. As you can see, like so, we have the suit on us. And there we go. That's Symbiote Spider-Man, guys. You got him, you got him. And there's also some other ults that we will be going over in a second. But before that, let's just go over what Symbiote Spider-Man has to offer. Alter Ego is going to be Peter Parker. He is a tier 5 defense extreme class controller. That being said, I can dodge and roll out of enemies and harm's way. And health 20, strength 20, damage. Yeah, we do a lot of damage, guys, more than the Symbiote Legacy and Venom. Speed 9, acrobatics 9, fortitude 5, mental defense 2, regeneration 4, water breathing, vacuum adaptation, 9 vulnerability, bulletproof, Clintar bond, wall climbing 2, heightened spider sense. If you don't know what heightened spider sense will do, is your spider sense grants you physiological awareness, I said that wrong, of your surroundings, able to detect danger before it happens via tingling sensation. When alerted, you can dodge incoming attacks by right-clicking if no item is in your hand. It also allows you to see opponents when blinded, guiding you through combat. Your symbiote increases your spider sense detection range. Hostiles appear in red while other symbiotes appear purple. So for example, as soon as that little spider sense thing is, if you're right-clicking the ground or a mob, you will be able to roll and evade attacks, while you also have a roll as well. So you basically get a extra roll. Here we go, and then I rolled again. And yeah, you're basically very agile. To hit you, it's going to be very tough for people. So yeah, guys, that's I recommend you use that in battle, guys. Like, the roll is like, you're basically invulnerable. That's what you're doing. But we're also going to turn this to peaceful because I don't want my spider sense to keep spamming me. It's really good. I recommend you guys keep it on. And you have stealth. You're able to vanish in dark. So web shooters, I already showed it off. You basically, you know, web shoot. Oh wait, I just turned it to peaceful. Basically, you do this, do that. Oh, I didn't actually attach him. There you. Oh my God, it's not attaching. There you go. And okay, this is a little weird. Symbiote Spider-Man currently is like a little glitchy with that, but you will be able to just web sling around as so, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool, guys. Pretty cool. That's web sling. I already went over it. Then we have Tentacle Choke. I already went over this as well in the Symbiote Legacy. Some of the stuff that I already showed off in the Symbiote Legacy, I will not be showing off again due to time crunch. So yeah. Then we have combat. So this is basically just like regular combat, except you get these really cool claws, which I think are like pretty cool. I don't know. I saw this in the comic and I just added some model because I thought it'd be cool. It was like the Mysterio versus Symbiote Spider-Man arc. I don't know. I thought it was amazing. Spider Slingshot, which is a unique ability to Symbiote Spider-Man. Jump in the air, firing 2 webs out as you pull yourself towards your target. Deals 5 damage per hit and grounds for 5 seconds. So, if we use Spider Slingshot, we will just be able to do the following. You'll basically shoot out 2 strands of web, which will do about 10 damage if both hit. And yeah, I mean, it's a really cool way to also travel as well. If you want a web sling and then just use Spider Slingshot, stuff like that, I think it's a really cool ability, guys. And yeah, that's basically Spider Slingshot. Really cool, unique ability. Ability 5, Shard. Shoot out a sharp symbiotic shard. Ground the opponent on contact. I already showed that off. And you also have Roundhouse Kick. Kick your opponent, dealing 10 damage. I also showed that off. Boom! There we go. And get absolutely crushed on my guy. Boom! I got the kicks, bro. Should take a karate class, bro. I go, woo! Then we have Symbiote's Rage. As I've said, increases your durability reduction. And your special is going to be Area of Entanglement. Symbiote Spider-Man is one of the really cool characters in the mod, in my opinion. So yeah, this is pretty cool, pretty cool. And now let's move on to Shapeshift. Shapeshift, basically, this one is just going to allow you to, that's my armor. Your specialization key is going to take the suit on and off, which is basically shapeshift into your suit, shapeshift out of your suit. Yeah, guys, that's basically Symbiote Spider-Man in a nutshell. You are also immune to poison, radiation, fear, toxin, hunger, wither, and fall damage, but you are still weak to sound and heat. So yeah, guys, hope you guys liked that Symbiote Spider-Man thing, but let's show off his alts real quick, because they are a little bit different. Convert, should be able to get it now. Now here's Ultimate Symbiote Spider-Man. Difference between this one and regular is that you are weak to electric, while normal and Sam Raimi is weak to fire and sound. That's the only difference, and you kind of look different. Then we have Sam Raimi. Now we do convert, and we get the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Now everything's basically the same here, but except, guys, there's something different, guys.
I want to put some dirt in your eye.
That's right, guys, we get the Bully Maguire special. Instead of Area of Entanglement, you get the best special in the whole Legends mod, also known as Bully Maguire. That's right. It's really cool, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll read the description for you guys. Your symbiote feeds your ego, granting you an unnatural boldness, increases damage reduction of 25% as all nearby enemies are staggered in place. Mesmerized by your swagger, you regenerate an additional 20 durability over time. Guys, this is just too funny, bro. Bully Maguire, bro. Oh my goodness, right? Yeah, that's like the ultimate special in the whole game. Alright, guys, anyway, that's the end of that. And shapeshift will also turn you into the regular Sam Raimi suit instead of your skin, so that I would mention that. Alright, guys, anyways, let us move on from Symbiote Spider-Man and into Venom. So, Venom, to craft Venom, you are actually going to need a red gem, a symbiote cosmic chunk. If you guys don't know how to get cosmic chunks, you basically have to kill a symbiote and you'll have a chance of dropping cosmic chunks. And a leather cap, leather tunic, leather pants, and leather boots. That's how you craft Venom. Anyways, once you have crafted Venom, you should just be able to transform into this guy by hitting the transformation key. There we go, guys. We are Venom, and we also have our tongue. If you guys want to know how to put away and put on your tongue, basically hit your specialization key, and that will take away your tongue, or, well, put your tongue on. I really like this feature, guys. I think it makes you look more venomous. You know what I mean? Anyways, guys, let's get into Venom. Your alter ego is Eddie Brock. You're a tier 5, defense extreme, and your class is Symbiote Fang. That being said, I can do this really cool Symbiote Fang thingy, and peaceful, please. We're gonna time set day, and yeah, that's basically Symbiote Fang. Health 20, strength 17, speed 8, acrobatics 9, fortitude 6, mental defense 2, regeneration 4. Water breathing, vacuum adaptation, 9 vulnerability, bulletproof symbiotic awareness, Clintar bond, wall climbing 2, and a tear radius. Your ability 1 is web sling, which I've shown off. You shoot out a web, except it's a black web. And ability 2 is tentacle choke, one of the best staggers. Already showed that off. If you guys don't know. Your ability 3 is going to be arm blades. Show that off as well. Pretty good combat ability as so. You just basically wreck them all. And ability 4 is going to be arm grab. Kind of show this off as well. Shoo! You just grab them towards you as so. Pretty cool. And ability 5 is going to be bio-organic energy blast. So I'll quickly show off how to do this right now. Alright, guys, so this is going to be bio-organic energy blast. I am on the Legends Evolved server, and I'm with Lord of Thunder here. He is going to show it off. Basically, I have to shoot him with a energy-based projectile. In this case, I'm going to use Shock from Thor. And yeah, let's do it! And you should be able to use it now. That's right, guys! You shoot out a big blue energy blast by being hit with a energy type projectile. In this case I use shock, but it could be anything. There's even some mobs that shoot out energy based projectiles. So yeah guys, that's pretty cool beans. Let's get back into the video. Now the next thing is bite. Ferociously bite into your opponent. As you can see, it stuns them while also sedating your hunger. Your utility is flight creation. The thing about Venom's wings is that he gets these really cool black and red wings from the comics. So yeah guys, hope you guys like that. In my opinion, they are really cool. And now your special is entanglement, as I've shown off previously. Let's go! Can't be me, bro. And your armor is going to be transformation, which, you know, transform out and in your symbiote form. And specialization is tongue. Your immunities are going to be poison, radiation, fear toxin, hunger, wither, fall damage, and spider sense. Except the spider sense is obviously just Peter Parker spider sense, not other, for example, the web color legacy. And then we have our weakness, which is sound and heat. That's basically Venom Comics. There's not much to it besides that, but I will show off the ults. The ults do have some different stuff from just the regular Venom Suit. So I will be showing that off. Venom Ultimate, for example, has a weakness to electric instead of sound and heat. But as well, he has Symbiote's Rage instead of the wings. He has Symbiote Shard, I think that's... Oh no, Symbiote Shard instead of Bioorganic Energy Blast, and that is the differences between the two. And I'll kind of show him off here. It's a little transformation. You also got the tongue going. And then we have Lee Price Venom, which also has some different things. For example, Lee Price Venom, like the other ones, also has night vision. And if we see here, his utility instead of the wings are camouflage. And his equip is actually poisonous bite instead of just regular bite, which is viciously bite your opponent, stunning them as they bleed out, deals 10 damage plus an additional 2 seconds of poison. It also takes hunger. And his ability 5 instead of the shard and energy blast is Symbiote Wave. His what was it? That's it. That's it. He's a real. This is actually probably my favorite Venom design, though. The Lee Price Venom, personally my favorite. All right, let's move on to 2099 Venom. This one has some differences. Let me tell you guys. He has where is it? He has another passive actually. He has acidic blood. Due to your acidic blood, when below 25% health/durability, opponents take acid recoil damage, which is really cool beans. That being said, if you're hit by, for example, a hit by someone or something, they will take damage as soon as you reach like 250 durability, I think it is. So yeah, that's a pretty cool one. That's a pretty cool one. And also, he has claws instead of arm blades, which is basically the same thing as arm blades, except they kind of take like poison damage technically. So yeah, that's it. He has Symbiote Wave instead of Shard and Energy Blast. He has Poisonous Bite. Now he has a new ability that none of the others have though, which is Liquid Form. Liquid Form is instead of Camouflage, instead of the wings, will allow your symbiote to turn their body into liquid, allowing you to move more fluidly and avoid melee attacks. Nearby targets are temporarily slowed and prevents you from being staggered. Lasts for 5 seconds. So, if we just put these guys down as so... Oh, I'm a liquid! What are you guys gonna do about it? You guys can't do anything about it. You guys are slowed! And then as you can see... Oh, we're out of there! That's right, guys. That's basically what that will do. It's really cool. Really cool beans. And yeah, that's basically Liquid Form, one of my favorite abilities. And his special is going to be Acidic Snack. That is basically it with Venom, Symbiote Spider-Man, and all of the symbiote stuff. If you guys want me to review something else, I'll probably do the Martian Manhunter or Spider-Man or something like that next. Hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy the video. If you guys are wondering why you guys can't put on Symbiote Spider-Man or Venom or even Martian Manhunter on when you guys try to download them out, that is because they are Patreon exclusive. If you want to become a Patreon, go to Tihyo's Patreon, and it's only $5 a month, and you get to access the suits. If you are wondering if they will be Patreon exclusive forever, no, they will not. Eventually, they will become free for the public. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. All right, guys, I think that's enough. Let me know what you guys thought and what your favorite thing from this video was. Was it the Symbiote Legacy? Was it Symbiote Spider-Man? Was it the Venom Suit? Let me know. Or maybe it was Bully McGuire. And tell me what you guys want to see next. All right, on that note, see you guys next time. Peace out.